Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing? Hopefully, you guys is having a good day, and girls as well too. And so today's topic I wanted to talk about is getting with women of your caliber. So this video is going to be for guys specific, and women are more than welcome to listen to this, because some parts that I will mention can't be relatable for the women as well. So, what is getting with women of the caliber means? So, in my point of view, getting women of the caliber means finding somebody that is compatible for you. A lot of us as men, especially in my single times before I got married, like it was all about like looking for, like the right woman who's, fine in my eyes. Because remember, like for us guys, beauty is like pretty much like our top priority. So we're attractive to what we see before, we get down with their personalities. But I feel that it's so important to find the right person of your caliber because a lot of us, we set ourselves up to becoming insecure and feeling disappointed as well. Because you're looking for somebody based off the looks aspect, which I'm not saying like there's nothing wrong with it. But however, I know like a lot of guys who usually are not happy, but they're with like the finest woman. And you think to yourself like, hey, that should be like good enough because, you're with a pretty chick, like, that should get your heart pumping. Like anyone that, you're attracted to, that you're with, should already be a blessing as is. But however, sometimes people put up with these women that has a bad attitude towards them and who are not really right. And a lot of times relationships fall apart is because they wasn't meant to be compatible to begin with. And it could be, I feel like what makes the compatibility strong is based off of, the shared interests of like your hobbies, which is so important for guys to like to get into like a hobby, do something. Stop chasing around with these women all the time, because when you start chasing around these like pretty women, you're throwing out your, your opportunities or your discoveries, excuse me, to like develop like a hobby. Or if you had a hobby and you put that on hold because you're too busy, chasing tail, like that should that should be enough for you to stop right there so you can stay focused on what you really love to do, you know? And excuse me, I'm still getting over my cold. But I do have like a story, right, that I want to share. So back then, like, and this relates to like, people who have like a high level of interest for you. Because actually this would probably help describe like, okay, well, how can you tell if you and a woman are compatible? How can you tell even if you and a woman has a shared common interest? So I go by based off like, like the high level interest like a woman has for me. So back in like high school, and I'm not trying to make this like a light skin, dark skin type of thing or whatever, or even like a race thing. But back then in high school, like I used to be attractive to a lot of dark skinned women. Even in middle school as well too. I don't think color was much of a big thing for me, but good morning. I don't think color at that time wasn't really much of a big thing, but at that time, the majority of women who I would try to pursue, they was dark skin. And so, um, I'll try to pursue and I'll get rejected, many times. So it was no big deal, but I noticed that, you know, as I was focused on pursuing a darker skinned woman, um, women that was brown skin or light skin, or even women of different nationalities will approach me. They was more friendlier. And I'm not saying dark skinned women is not friendly people, like friendly women to not talk to. I'm just saying that, just at my time, they wasn't really feeling me like that. And it could be a number of factors. Back in the 90s, it was all about, it was still kind of like light versus dark anyways. And a lot of times, back then, light-skinned men were more in than dark-skinned men. And so it's like you have like this little trend, whereas this is what defines, what is handsome and what is not handsome. And it was almost like the lighter you are, the better your chances of getting women. I mean, now these days, I don't think people really trip too much about it. It's just know that everything's subjective. So it's never like universal wise, the mass majority, will go after a light-skinned man over a dark-skinned man. It was just that, in my experience, these few selections who I try to pursue, then find me interesting. Um, and, it could have been like my personality and, whatever, charisma. Because at the time, I was also a shy type of person. So not a lot of people believe that about me, but I was far different than what I am now. But getting back to the point, I made great relationships with women that was lighter in my complexion. I had women that actually liked me, but at the time I was more focused on my religion and just getting my life right and studies and all this stuff. So it was like I would date them, but I wouldn't pursue like a deeper relationship where like it would lead to like marriage or families or whatever. Actually, there was a time where, man, I'll never forget this. There was a time where it was this Latin girl. I think she was half white and half Hispanic. Pretty girl too though, but in high school, oh man, she was crushing on me. And like I said, at the time I was more into like, black girls, the darker skinned girls. So my attraction wasn't reciprocated towards her. And this girl, like, she would constantly try to pursue me, and and I think I have to like own up to that part, because like, I think I was a little shy and timid, and at the time I didn't understand about like female nature or how to like make good conversations. So like she'll come up to me, give me like the love taps, the booty bumps, all that. And I remember one time that she was like just randomly vulnerable. She was saying to me about like some deep dark insecurities that she had. Well, about like the struggles of her life, being like suicidal and all types of depression. And I didn't have the tools and the right type of heart to really help this person. I was just kind of stunned, and I was like, okay. I listened, but I didn't really say anything that would have been helpful. And I think sometimes when I think about that, I always think about like, man, Um, if if I had like the right mindset, like I have today, and probably like the proactive tools to really sit down and talk to her, like how would her life would have came. Now, you know, this was like years ago, so I don't know if the girl's alive or whatever. I just remember last time I ran into her and her mom because we was taking like a little college course back in high school together, and her mom, like, um, actually she gave me her number while I ran into her, like passing, like, McDonald's and all that. But um, excuse me. But anyways, so I think prior to this day, that's probably why, like, I took a genuine interest, to, like, listen to people when they talk, because you never know what a person is going through. Now, I know I probably went off with my story, so my bad on that, but I feel like I had to share that. Um, there's another thing I wanted to touch up on, right? And this kind of relates to, like, um, you know, getting with women of your caliber. Now, remember, everything's subjective. So, to one person's eyes, it's totally different from what we see in our eyes. So, I have another friend who, excuse me, man, I get like the hiccups. Probably see me like at least like burp or hiccup in every video. But so, like, I have a friend who loves like big girls, like the BBWs, big beautiful women. And I know like a lot of guys would probably shame him for that, or look at it as like he's going below his standards, especially like because women are also picky, and they will rather look for the most fit guy. But then you see some women who goes after like the big men, and sometimes they're not even like in the best of shape, but you wonder why they're with them. It could be a number of factors, but just like my friend, he has his own reasons why he loves big women. And to me, I don't think there's any wrong with who you like, because if that's a part of your caliber, if that's who you're attracted to, and if it makes you happy, then you know what, by all means go for it. But I don't think that people should be like, like shaming who he chooses. That's like, if another friend of mine decides to date someone who's black, but date someone out of his race, black women shouldn't get mad for him going out of his race. It's not like he's a sellout. It's just that that's his caliber. That's who he prefers. I prefer, like I said this again, I am married. So, I got what I need, but I'm just for the sake of the video, I prefer, a woman who's adventurous, who's outgoing, and who's very active. And for me, because I'm a very active person, I don't like to sit around, be lazy, and not do anything. If I'm just sitting around and not being active, where it'd be like working out or doing something, I would easily get bored, or I'd probably just get depressed. Because naturally within me, I'm looking for adventure. I'm looking for something that I could constantly engage into. Well, anyways, sorry this video is going long. It's already hitting like the 14-minute mark. I thought it was going to be short, but that's how it is, like when I tell like my short stories, right? Anyways, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, and under the notification bell where you personalize, click to all, so anytime that I post a video, you'll see it. And yeah, like, comment, give me your thoughts, and share to as many people as you want. Peace.